Discover more than the colours of autumn and find inspiration where art parallels nature. Seek out tasteful escapes with places where your senses combine, where crisp beauty creates unique opportunities. Get to know the real Canberra and find more than you came for. Start exploring at visitcanberra.com.au.
Hi, good morning, everyone, and thanks for joining me today for this virtual training today. I'm Jacqueline, dialing in from sunny Singapore. That's why you have my backdrop of the coconut trees. Nice to meet all of you today, and let's get started. Canberra is a city full of passionate locals and hidden gems, a place where you are likely to discover more than you expect. Built around lakes and surrounded by stunning natural beauty, Canberra is often referred to as a city in the park, with wildlife, especially kangaroos, living in the city parks and green places. Canberra was designed to be the different city, unlike any other in the world. At the heart of the city is Lake Burry-Griffin, and many of the Canberra's museums and galleries can be found around its shore. And Canberra is the home to the Australian story, with 12 of the country's iconic natural cultural attractions found here. Each showcases a unique perspective of Australia's story from First Nations history to contemporary times. And Canberra is conveniently located between Sydney and Melbourne and is surrounded by a stunning region of unspoiled beaches, wine-growing country, and Australia's highest peak. It's perfect for a self-drive itinerary, combining with the iconic cities of Sydney and Melbourne, and discovering of the pristine natural environment that lies between. We like to say that Canberra is the best of Australia brought together into one beautiful little space. And Canberra's modern airport is conveniently located only 10 minutes drive to the city. There are regular direct flights from all of Australia's major cities, as well as flights from a number of other regional cities and towns. And there are 6 of Australia's leading car companies to choose from for car rental. And besides that, Canberra is definitely a great starting point for a self-drive adventure. For those who don't drive, there is an hourly coach depart from Sydney Central Station, pause at airport for pickup for those who are coming direct from the flight. And it is just 3.5 hour journey to Canberra. Or take the NSW link, a train service that operates 3 times a day into Canberra and under a 4.5 hour while enjoy the great country scenery between the two cities. And this is a map, and the city is laid out around Lake Burry-Griffin, which is famous for its magical sunrises and sunsets. Getting around is easy. There's no traffic and plenty of parking. And Canberra has an extensive network of cycling and walking paths so that the central areas can be explored on foot or by bike. And there are a range of bike hires options. And there are also e-scooters available for hire all around the city. The city is also serviced through a bus and light rail network, and there are, of course, taxis and ride-sharing services. And in the map that's marked with an I is the Canberra and Region Visitor Centre. For the best to explore the city, start here and hire a bike, pick up a map, and get paddling in the fresh air around the wide, flat lake path, visiting the various attractions along the way. And rare amongst other Australian cities, Canberra has 4 very distinct seasons. Autumn and spring are beautiful times to visit. With mild and sunny weather, there are also iconic events such as the Enlightened Festival in autumn and Floret in spring. And spring coincides with the whale migration at the coast, making it for a great road trip combining Canberra and the coast. Winter is a great time to explore, and Canberra's dining scene with our locally grown black truffles in season, and celebrated with the annual Canberra Region Truffle Festival. It also coincides with the northern whale migration, so it can be to a good time on a road trip to this region during winter. And summer is a great for exploring Canberra's galleries and museums, hiking in the surrounding mountain region, and also venturing to the coast. And Canberra was recently named the world's most sustainable city in a report by the UK comparison company called U Street. And Canberra fared highly in the rankings due to its reliance on renewable energy and its large amounts of green space. Not only is Canberra known for its clean air, wide open space, and abundance of nature and wildlife, Canberra is also one of the few cities to source 100% of its electricity from new renewable energy. Many of Canberra's tourism businesses are committed to sustainable practices, with conservation, indigenous cultures, the landscape, and the native animals high on the agenda. From exploring our great outdoors to experiencing First Nation culture, Canberra is brimming with experiences worthy of the bucket list. Let's look at a few of them in the next few slides. First, Canberra offers many opportunities to immerse in some of the oldest and richest cultures in human history, to learn about the local indigenous culture, join Daulula tours, and travel back in time to the dreaming. An experienced guide and traditional custodian will interpret various sites of significance and explore a variety of landscapes, wildlife, and natural bush around Canberra. And comprising over 7,005 pieces of works, the National Gallery of Australia is privileged to house the largest collection of Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander art in the world. The collection can be self-explored or experienced as part of the gallery daily guided tours. And visitors to Canberra can also be shared stories and experiences the First Nations people in the first Australian gallery at the National Museum of Australia, before heading outside to enjoy the forecourt garden and the sculptural Uluru line. And daily talks and tours are available as well. Perched on the city of the National Arboretum is a mosaic living forest and gardens offering breathtaking views across Canberra and unique experiences. Visitors can join a 1-hour walk on country tour, providing walk around the Arboretum's culture and scenic sites, or take part in the hands-on art workshop to explore storytelling and symbols with an Indigenous art teacher. And Canberra is Australia's largest inland city. At the heart of it is the Lake Burry Griffin. And the lake is beautiful all year round, and there are a few great ways to explore. Visitors can captain their own picnic boat with Go Boat, seating up to 8 persons. These sustainable self-drive electric picnic boats, pictured here, are really a fun way to take in the sights of Canberra. For something more energetic, there are also classic paddle boats for hire from Capital Paddle. Visitors can also sit back and relax on a sightseeing cruise on the MV Southern Cross, or stick to the land and take the guided segway tour along the wide open path on the lake. Or, as mentioned previously, my top tip is to hire a bike from the Canberra Region Visitors Centre and take an easy ride on the flat central loop, which is about 5 kilometers. It is a great way to discover Canberra's attractions at your own pace. And there's no better place to discover Australia's story than in Canberra. Within some of the Canberra cultural attractions is a special collection of the premium experiences which form part of the cultural attractions of Australia. And in Canberra, this includes things like a privately flown hot air ballooning tour of the National Museum exterior before going into the museum's door for an exclusive before hours tour with the museum curator, the gas station dining, among the great works in the National Gallery with dishes matched to the details of the artworks. Private behind the scenes tour of the Australia Parliament House with access to the area reserved only for the dignitaries, and a private sharing stories to sacrifice and viewing special behind the scenes collection at the Australia War Memorial. Discover a different and a more diverse side of Australia history hidden in Canberra's landscape. From the architecture to the street names, to the layout and positioning of the Parliament House, Canberra was designed to represent and encourage democracy and democratic participation. She Shapes History is an operator that offers two unique walking tours, a 75-minute and a 2-hour walking tour that delve into Canberra's fascinating history. And Canberra is a city of foodies and coffee enthusiasts as well. It's the home to Australia's best baristas. And Australia's top-rated craft beer producer, Bespoke Brewing, and the city is also said to have more hatted restaurants. That's our Michelin star per capita than any other capital city in the country. And Canberra has many bustling precincts with great food, shoppings, bars, and more. And these can be easily explored on a guided walking tour with Eat Canberra food tour. And Canberra has also a number of boutique gin distilleries to craft breweries, which can be experienced through day brewery tours, offering exclusive behind-the-scenes access to a range of regular tours. And Canberra's free cool climate wine region offers a spectacular range of experiences, from wine tasting and fine dining to truffle hunting. Riesling, Chardonnay, Pinot Noir, and Shiraz varieties thrive here at the 140 vineyards and 40 cellar door experiences, and all within 35 minutes drive of the city. And the region is known for its small and personable cellar doors, and where it's not unusual to be served wine tasting by the winemakers themselves. And there are a number of companies such as Canberra Guided Tour and Valley Limousines offering wine tours departing from Canberra with tasting and dining options at a number of regions selling doors. Or for a winery experience right on Canberra's doorstep, just 10 minutes drive from the city, you can visit Mount Majura Winery, which is also home to Cubby & Co., a glamping experience nest in the vines. 2 small tents and 1 tiny house form Cubby & Co., collective of cubbies. Curated with local producers, designers, and furniture makers, the cubbies and overall experience are centered on all things local. These packages include local breakfast goods, as well as options for wine and good food delivered to the tent from some local favorite restaurants. And just next door from the vineyard is the Truffle Farm Canberra. The rare black winter truffle is one of the most prized in culinary circles, and the climate around Canberra is ideal for these delicacies. Take a tour with the truffle farmer and his team of highly trained and super friendly truffle dogs, and enjoy a 6-course truffle degustation in front of you while teaching you all the secrets of using truffles at home. And also on the doorstep of the city, the Pialago Estate offers a behind-the-scene farm tour. Follow the journey of the farm's freshly grown seasonal produce as it makes its way from farm to table. Guests are greeted by Farmer Pete upon arrival and escorted by buggy around the wide open spaces of the 55 acres estate, exploring the working farm, veggie gardens, olive grove, vineyard, and finishing with a four-course dining meal and wine tasting. And Canberra is the city where the locals find getting out into the nature. And natural beauty is right on the doorstep, with popular lookouts and challenging hikes found in Canberra's inner suburbs, or just 45 minutes drive from the city. There's waterfalls, gorges, forests, and snow-capped mountains at various national parks and nature reserves. The largest area, called Tipimbila Nature Reserve, is a 45-minute drive from the city center. Here, you can bushwalk or hike untouched terrain and spot our famous five in the park. And visitors can join in a ranger walk and discover the rich Aboriginal history of the area, and take a guided tour with Canberra Bike Tours for some animal spotting. A guided seeing coach tour departing from the city is also available from Canberra Guided Tours. And located in Canberra's northern suburbs, Mulligan Flatwood Sanctuary is committed to restoring nature from endangered animals. Being at the sanctuary is taking a step back in time.
Jacqueline.
Yes?
Sorry to interrupt you. We've overrun by a couple of minutes and our next training session has started. So I'm going to have to stop you there. I'm so sorry.
Oh, yes, yeah, I'm finishing this one. So this is one of the twilight tours, which is very famous for the furry Aussie favorites and kangaroos and wallabies. So you can listen to them. And there's wonderful attractions at night. And that's about it for my presentation, really. And then these are the self-drive routes which are suggested, and you can actually download from our website. And this is another one which is coming from Sydney to Melbourne touring, which is a popular route. Yeah, and this is the coastal route. And here's our website. And for contact, do contact myself or Alison in our head office. And we look forward to welcoming yourself